Following Liverpool's acquisition of Darwin Nunez from Benfica in a deal worth up to €100 million and Erling Haaland's arrival at Manchester City, are we looking at the start of a rivalry that harkens back to the time when Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi competed for top honors for over a decade? Next season, the Premier League title fight is going to be even more competitive than it was last time around, and we're pretty certain that Manchester City and Liverpool will be in the mix till the bitter end. And now, both teams have done well to take care of issues that impacted them last season, especially in Europe. For Manchester City, signing a new striker was absolutely necessary. Pep Guardiola was eager to bring in Harry Kane last summer to supplement for the departure of Sergio Aguero. However, the England international stayed put at Tottenham, which meant that the citizens were forced to spend an entire season without an out-and-out striker. While it did not impact them in their quest to retain their Premier League crown, it was clear that Europe was going to be a different ballgame. Who knows what could have been had City been able to field a striker in the Champions League? And now, they've addressed this issue by bringing in Erling Haaland, a striker who was coveted by all the big teams in Europe. The move is definitely something of a coup for City because they've gotten themselves a player who guarantees goals and is still developing, which means that there's a high possibility of the Norwegian molding his game based on how his manager perceives football. Liverpool, on the other hand, were equally entertaining during the Premier League campaign and had no problems when it came to finding the back of the net in England and beyond. However, Jurgen Klopp's side had been dealing with the contractual situations of two of their star players, Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah. Following their Champions League final defeat at the hands of Real Madrid, Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah confirmed to the club management that he wanted to take his toys elsewhere, with a move to Bayern Munich only recently announced. The Senegal international's departure left a gaping hole in the front line, so it was well within reason for the Merseysiders to swoop in for Darwin Nunez, who was initially linked with a move to Manchester United. The Reds have paid in the region of €100 million for the striker's signature, and his arrival is going to add a new dimension to Liverpool's attack. Okay, so now that we've given you a brief background of why the two giants went for these two, let's talk about the qualities of their latest acquisitions and see how they will help their respective teams achieve big things during the 2022-23 campaign. Erling Haaland. The Norwegian cyborg scored 29 goals in 30 games across all competitions last season, and while he was injured during the second half of the campaign, he never skipped a beat every time he took the field. Standing at 6'4" and blessed with searing pace, Haaland is more than just a poacher. He's the ultimate predator in the final third, and due to his great awareness and strong positioning, is able to be at the right place at the right time. A player like Haaland is bound to succeed in a Guardiola side where fullbacks aim to create space for wingers, with the striker expected to make a diagonal run into the box. Not only that, Haaland has the right work rate to succeed at the Etihad. The Norwegian is expected to hit the ground running, and while he will be experiencing a league which is totally different than from the ones he's used to, the young striker is definitely going to score goals. The same goes for Darwin Nunez, who did cost Liverpool a lot more than City's marquee signing. The young striker absolutely shone for Benfica in the Champions League last season and was quite impressive against Liverpool as well. While he was a rather unknown quantity about a year ago, those who have followed Nunez's performances for the Portuguese Giants will know that he is as good as Haaland, minus the media drama. The young striker went about quietly with his business, scoring goals and helping Benfica achieve some really good things in Europe. Just like Haaland, Nunez is also an imposing presence. Blessed with great pace and excellent awareness, the Uruguayan striker is as cool as it gets in pressure situations, managing to find the back of the net even when the space is constricted. The stats. One thing that can help us gain a better insight on how these two compare with one another is through data, but we're not going to focus on the number of goals both men scored last season because it will never give us a holistic view of things. Last season, Nunez averaged a goal every 76.4 minutes and played 4 times more than Haaland, who missed a few games through injury. However, the Norwegian averaged a goal every 87 minutes, which isn't a bad return at all. Both players are really eager to test out the goalkeeper and would rather do that than look for a pass, something that is quite common in the best strikers in the world. Haaland averaged 3.3 shots per game as compared to 3.0 for Nunez. The Norwegian managed just 3 goals in the Champions League as Borussia Dortmund finished bottom in their group. Nunez, on the other hand, scored 6 goals. Non-penalty goals give a very good indication of a striker's ability to find the back of the net in varying situations. Last season, of the 22 goals Haaland scored in the league, 6 came from the spot. For Nunez, he managed only 4 goals from 12 yards. In today's football, you simply cannot be a great striker if you're favoring your stronger foot. Being ambidextrous has become supremely important, and this is where both men shine. Out of the 12 of the goals he scored in open play, Nunez used his right foot, 5 from his left and 5 were headers. For Haaland, he scored 9 with his left, 4 with his right, and 3 were headers. Now there's one metric where Haaland's ability stands out. The Norwegian has a pass percentage of 71.3, while Nunez's is very low at 67.1. However, the Uruguayan managed 1.1 key passes per game compared to Haaland's 1. The new Liverpool signing is a better dribble though, completing 1.4 dribbles per game as compared to Haaland, who managed just 0.5 a game last season. When we look at the playing style of both men, it is clear that they aren't the most technically superior strikers on the planet. However, it isn't something that both of their coaches would worry about, since their end product is scoring goals, and they do that in style. Nunez and Haaland are playing for managers who expect defensive contributions from their attacking players. In this regard, Nunez might not struggle since he is used to closing in on opponents. Haaland doesn't do that too often, but we expect him to add this feature to his game in the coming months. Of course, there will be talk of player marketability, and Nunez might never be able to eclipse Haaland in this scenario. The Norwegian was already the hottest property in world football when he was scaring defenses in Austria, at a time when Nunez was adapting to a new league. But then again, Nunez will have as much pressure on his shoulders as Haaland. He did cost Liverpool a fortune and is now going to play on the same hallowed turf where his compatriot Luis Suarez enjoyed so much success. It is not easy to replace someone like Suarez, but that's not the only player he would have to live up to. In the last decade, Uruguay has produced some truly remarkable goal scorers. The likes of Diego Forlan and Edinson Cavani enjoyed a lot of success in the old continent. Nunez definitely has some big shoes to fill. The same can also be said about Erling Haaland. His father was a successful Premier League player and was a fan favorite during his time at Manchester City. Ever since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer retired, Norway has been crying for a serial goal scorer. In Haaland, they have finally found someone. And now, their star striker is playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world. He was bought for a steal, but the overall financial package must have cost the citizens a fortune. And then, Haaland is expected to replace club legend Sergio Aguero, who was the galvanizing force behind City's rise in the Premier League. The jury will definitely be out on the 22-year-old who has all the talent in the world to become a hugely successful striker in England and will be expected to match Nunez's exploits week in, week out. Thank you for watching our video. Have a great day.